Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today for Mindset Monday, as we do every single Monday to start the week strong. So today we want to be talking about real quick about how and why to find balance in real estate, whether you're in the mortgage business, title, real estate agent. Finding balance is very important. Why is it important? Well, as you know, real estate, it's a very demanding business, right? It requires you to be on call at all times and often to work nights and weekends. So it's not surprising that because of this, many agents get burned out and ultimately they decide to pursue another path. So if you don't have a healthy work life balance in real estate, it can actually hinder your performance. So it doesn't matter how much you love this business and that you don't mind working weekends or late into the night. It's very dangerous. So it's been proven that people who lack the proper work-life balance are less productive than those who keep their careers in check. So there is an article that I found and that came out in CNBC back in 2015, showing that working more than 50 hours per week dramatically affects your performance. So these studies have also shown that working too many days without days off has the same effect. And I thought the article was really interesting. In fact, and let me see if I can put it here in the chat for you to read when you get a chance. Let me see. So there's the article. So read it when you get a chance. Again, it shows why is it important to have balance in your work schedule, and it ends up being like the reason why is because you get more stressed out if you don't, and it would affect your work. So going back, working too much puts stress on your mind and your body. So that stress can bleed into your work life in various ways. For one, it hinders your time management skills. And when you have too much work to do and not enough time to do it, what happens? The quality of your work suffers. So you rush through tasks that you should be taking care of to complete. Now, it would also affect your focus and cause you to fail to stay on task effectively. People that work so much to the point of stress are extremely forgetful. People that work so much to the point of stress, uh, they tend to lack the energy. So if your manage is cluttered, you can't possibly do your best work. So this also puts strains on your relationship with clients and coworkers. So we don't want this to happen to you. So that's why we put this together today, so we can go over different things so that you can find balance in your career and your personal life. So I'm going to give you some tips on balancing your personal and professional life as an agent. So let's start with the first one, and that is to have reasonable expectation and set attainable goals. Have reasonable expectations and set attainable goals. So maintaining balance has a lot to do with expectations that you set for yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't set your bar high, but if you put too much on your plate and put pressure on yourself to achieve it, you might want to dial it back. So let's say that you said, let's talk about phone calls. Let's say that you set a goal of 200 cold calls a week. If that goal really, think about it, if that goal really going to make a productive impact on your business, will you be better off finding an easier but more effective prospective tactic? Overworking often happens when we're now working smart. And let's take that for example. You have to prioritize which goals and tasks will do the best or the greatest amount of good for your business. And we recommend, when it comes to calling, we recommend a technique that's called warm calling over traditional cold calling. What is warm calling, you might ask? So warm calling involves sending or giving your lead something of value before you actually call, or in order to establish a connection with them and gain their respect. Now, this can be a helpful booklet or home value report or a pamphlet or an offer for free real estate photos or marketing, whatever it is, giving something of value. So by the time you make the phone call, it's no longer a cold call, it's more like a warm call, and you're establishing a relationship with them. So, but think about that. Working while tired and burned out can be just as unproductive as not working at all. So essentially, it's a waste of your time. So managing your clients or going on listing presentations is not what we're talking about here. It's everything else that's set out to do each given week. So figure out what that is and how to work productively and how to work smart around it. The other one is to set aside 2 days off each week, at least 2 days off. Agents often they end up working 7 days a week pretty frequently. I'm guilty of that myself. Even if you're working a full 8 hours each of those days, dealing with and thinking about work every day of the week will still wear you out. So your mind needs a break from work. So your days off don't have to fall on the weekend, right? Like regularly, since you probably need those days to do open houses or showings. Co-workers and clients will understand if you're not working during the week because you have presentations on Sunday and plan on working 8 hours then. So when you're off, you're off. Use that time correctly. Don't go into the office unless you can avoid it. And don't answer any calls or emails unless it's absolutely necessary. Okay. So taking time off is very important. So we recommend at least two days off. So take some breaks during your work days. That's another one. Take some breaks during your work days. Working 5 hours in a row, based on the study that I mentioned at the beginning, working 5 hours in a row or longer without breaks is not constructive. You need to take breaks to reset your day, yourself during the day. That means that you should take at least half hour with no interruptions, no, not taking phone calls or answering emails. Take a full break with no real estate business. That's your time, whether it's 50 minutes or 30 minutes. If you're on a break but answering your phone for work, you're not really in a break, are you? One of the benefits of being a realtor is that you can make your own schedule. So again, taking 15 to 30 minutes break in the mornings or in the afternoons or a full hour lunch break relaxes your mind and improves your productivity throughout the day. So think about that. The next one, put your phone on D&D or do not disturb if you're tempted to answer calls or emails when you're off. So your phone has this easy to use settings for a reason. And many people, not just realtors, say that they won't think about work on their day off, but they end up looking at emails or making non-urgent calls and they fall back into working. Now, obviously, you can't use this feature all the time. I mean, we're realtors, right? So aspects of your job are urgent and you need to be reachable when you're juggling a lot between clients and trying to close deals. But if you know you're not in the midst of a make or break situation, it's okay. It's okay to power down for a few hours. Unless you're a listing agent, no break for you, answer your phone. That's what I'm saying. So that's just a side note. So don't keep your phone on D&D the whole day or weekend. Just choose to do so for certain periods where you really need to relax and get away from work. The best part is that you can customize certain contacts that can call or text you when D&D is on. So if you want to stay in touch with family, friends, or special clients or demanding clients, this is perfect. Another thing that I highly recommend is to find a hobby outside of real estate. And yes, I know that real estate is your passion, but you still need something else to let that passion breathe from time to time. So my recommendation is find something that has absolutely nothing to do with your job. So you'll feel like you're always working if real estate stays on top of your mind through your days off or even during breaks during the day. This is a way to ensure it won't. So find a hobby, find out what is it that you like doing and get to it. For me personally, for example, I like something that I can completely disconnect. I like playing golf. I like scuba diving. Obviously, when I'm scuba diving, the phone is nowhere near me. But those are two things that I really enjoy doing, and I can disconnect completely from work. So find yours, find what's good for you, what you like doing, and use that to get away from work from time to time. Also, you can plan vacations way ahead of time. So that's another tip. Plan vacations ahead of time. Some agents talk about going on weekend trips or even eventually take a week off or long breaks, but most don't get around to do it or actually going. So the way to avoid this from happening to you is to book and plan your vacations months in advance. This way you can back out or get bogged down in work when the time comes. So if you purchase, let's say, airplane tickets or event tickets, you're already investing your time into this vacation, time and money. So everyone needs time away from work to stay productive and not just stay at home or stay on the weekends. So when you plan your trips far in advance, you can also alert any clients or potential clients to your plans and let them know that you're gonna be out of reach, out of touch. So use this tactics or tips to find ways around your busy life and career that you can disconnect from work so you can recharge and always staying positive and energized and ready to take over the world. But for that, you need some time off. So keep that in mind, use it to your advantage, and I hope you can implement this and maybe other tips that you might find interesting. Go over the article that I just posted in the chat from CNBC. Is really interesting, really important, and it gives you an idea of why it's so important to find balance in real estate. Now, if you're a real estate agent with BrokerNation Real Estate, this Wednesday, right, Steve, we're having a monthly meeting, and it's going to be in our headquarters in the North Miami office. So please register for this, as we would like to get a head count of how many people are going to be attending, whether on Zoom or in person. So for that, where do they go, Steve?
Yeah, I'm posting the link in the chat. It's also on our BrokerNation.events. So as usual, if you go to www.brokernation.events, you'll see there our monthly meeting for May. So go there if you're a BrokerNation agent, staff, invited guests. Make sure that you go there and register so we can get a proper head count. And that will be, I believe, Daylon, live in person at the BrokerNation North Miami offices, but also streaming live on Zoom, right, Daylon?
Yes, sir. In fact, we have Armando just joined. Hi, Armando. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
I actually been on for the whole thing. So
awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah, I was in the middle of something, so I didn't have the camera on.
So what do you think about Mindset Monday?
I think it's great. I'm actually exhausted from the weekend because I had too many fun things to do. Went out on the boat yesterday all day, but yeah, I agree with you. You gotta have balance in your life, and there's times where you have to grind and you have to work very hard and you have to really if the business is hot, you have to do what you got to do, but you got to remember always to feed the mind with things that you like to do and also spend time with family and have that balance in your business. I see a lot of people who, we see agents who are like really hungry to work, and they're like almost like they want things to happen so bad that they just, it's frustrating, and you see they're not happy. And the most important thing in life in general is to be happy, right? Yep. We make money so we can provide for our family. We do things so, the ultimate, so that we can be a happy human being. And if you're not happy, if it makes you happy to work every day, that's fine. But for me personally, I have to have time with my family, and I have to balance my business. And the way that you do that is by organizing yourself. You can't be all over the place either. You gotta set goals. You gotta set, I have a list of things to do that I go through every day. And, I'm old school. I write it on Word, and I have my list, and I take it off. And I know there's a bunch of programs that you can use for all these things, but it's important for me always to be on top. And then a lot of times I'm sitting in my house and I'm relaxing, but I think of something, and I just, I email myself or I send a note to myself so I can take care of it on Monday morning. I'm not somebody that immediately just gets off of what I'm doing and starts, within reason, because in our business, what's hard, it's hard a lot of times to plan because we're in a business that sometimes, things happen, a client comes from out of town and all of a sudden that changes your schedule or something, you have a closing that you're going to have today, but now it's been scheduled for Monday, and then Monday you have something else. So, it can be hard to do that when you compare it to a regular business. But I think for myself, and I've always been like this, I've been in the business for 31 years. I'm always, I say my passion is boating. Because people say, no, you're passionate about real estate. And I go, yes, I'm passionate, but my real passion is boating. I do real estate so I can go boating, So you got to have a passion in anything that you do. And family, absolutely. I mean, I spend everything that I do is with my family, with my kids, with my wife. And so it's great that you bring that up because that I think the word will be called balance. You have to balance your business, your life, your goals, and be realistic as well.
Excellent, man. Very well said. So yeah, guys, finding balance is very, very important. So find out what is it that you need to do, especially in the market the way it is nowadays. It can be really stressful, right? Dealing with buyers, low inventory. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities. But if you find the right balance, you're always going to have that energy. Your mind's going to be clear, and you're always going to be able to succeed regardless of the way the market might be. So keep that in mind. Go over everything that we mentioned today. Check out the article, enjoy it, read it, and always feed your mind. It's very important to do that, especially nowadays. So again, once again, just want to remind you, BrokerNation agents, join us this Wednesday. What time, Steve? At 10 a.m., 10:30? What time is it?
That'll be 10:30 this Wednesday coming up. So we're getting the word out to all the BrokerNation agents. So yes, real estate can be stressful. And if you want to learn more about how to compete, don't forget realtors to download Daylon's free book, The Ultimate Guide to Becoming a Top Producing Real Estate Agent. It's at daylonrabito.com. I put the link in the chat there. And if you want to learn more about what we do here at BrokerNation, don't forget to check us out at joinbrokernation.net. I'm going to put the link to that also in the chat.
Check out the link that Steve is putting in the chat, and please register for a next event, register for a meeting on Wednesday. It's very important for you to attend, as we're always discussing on our monthly meetings, important changes in the company, updates, structure, things that we're doing to keep up with the market, and how can we help you. So join us on our headquarters in the North Miami office, register for that, whether you're going to be in Zoom or in person. So if you're a BrokerNation agent, again, I cannot say it enough. This is very important for you to stay up to date with what we're doing as a company. So with that said, thank you so much for joining us today for Mindset Monday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, and register for our next event. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day and a great week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Have a good week.
Take it easy.
I ask everyone to unmute, just say goodbye and have a great week, everyone. Wish everyone else a great week. It's on gallery view. Just wave by and have a great
Bye,
week, everyone.
everybody.
We have Friday.
Take care.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, we have Freddie.
Thanks, fellas. Have a great
Okay,
week.
thank you.